Good day, my friend. I we'll get to this in a moment, but I've got to share this with you. Have you ever had a day or a time when you think maybe you have incurred the wrath of some kind of force, something where nothing is working? If I told you how my day always starts like this, and then we'll get to the serious stuff. I just want to share this with you. This is just human interaction, human tragedy, human whatever it is. All of a sudden, I will get involved in a project that is so stupid. I have a very simple legal matter where I am, thank God we have now no need for actual filing of papers. You can do everything you can. You can file this, file complaints, file everything online, which is so wonderful. Paperless. We used to actually have to file stuff. Anyway, there is one website, one particular portal that I cannot get into. Everything works. I've talked to the court administrator, tech department. You have no, and I become so obsessed. And I think, what am I doing wrong? Is it perhaps I should use Safari or Chrome or maybe Firefox? Turn VPN on, turn VPN off. Put the VPN in the jurisdiction of that. Restart, come back again, set it down, shut it down. When they say flush cache and all that stuff, that's wonderful and that's great. But the problem is you lose all your great stuff. There she is. Many thanks. Thank you too, dear heart. See, you give me hope. This is going on for days. And I'm wondering why nothing works except for this. Then today, all of a sudden, I use my camera. It's not the one I'm using right now. This is just a laptop camera. But I use my iPhone camera as my camera. It's called handoff, continuity handoff. It's a great deal. If ever you're doing a website or you're doing any kind of thing, Zoom, use your iPhone. It's very, very simple. And in fact, it looks kind of like this is sort of it here. You take your phone, you grab one of these things. So you put this at the end, and this little clip allows you to put this on the top of your whatever you want to call it, your laptop, and it's the best camera there is because the iPhone cameras are terrific. So you use that. You don't have to use any special. Anyway, for some reason today it's black. It won't work. I've never had this happen. Never. And it's always minutes before I go on. Now, I will obsess over this. When I mean obsess, I will think, all right, I'm missing something. I will stick with the power problem until I get it figured out. For no particular reason other than I got to figure this thing out. For no reason. Is it a trait? Sort of, maybe it's stick-to-itiveness, maybe it's determination, or maybe I should be a little bit better at saying, oh, well, what are you going to do? I can't. Certain things will drive me crazy. I'll explain this to you. And I sometimes, I'm looking sometimes as much for you to help me understand as I think I'm helping you understand. Because I don't know where we are right now. I don't know how to explain this, but here's one for you. Victor Davis Hanson has the ability to mispronounce words. I was at the gym today, just looking at my stuff, just doing my thing, scanning, and he was talking about this Alyssa, whatever. Her name is Alyssa. The basketball. He calls her Alicia. He mispronounces words. But you've seen this with Caitlin Clark, where she puts her fists on the. This is the carotid artery, jugular vein. Veins are in. Remember, arteries away. Artery, the carotid artery takes blood away. Veins go too. Anyway. He pronounced the jugular jugular. Now, I've never heard the word jugular in my entire life. This man is a PhD. Where did you hear jugular? So I'm thinking to myself, he has a real serious problem. He has a learning disability. Now, it's no big deal, but I want to find out, where did you hear this word? Nobody's ever pronounced a word. It's not like you're reading it. You know, if you read something, like one time I read manslaughter and I read man's laughter. I know. Don't ask me why. That's what I saw it. I saw it as that. That's been fascinating to me. Now, next. Today is the eve of July 4th. We live in this infantilized world of bad country music. My dog don't come back, my flag and my glory. Oh, dear Jesus. That is disgusting. This corn pone hayseed manufactured, the flag, it's not real. They're not doing it on purpose. Okie from Muskogee, if you want to start with. Then it's bad barbecue. Fox News, I heard it like 3 minutes. I can't take it. And this guy, Lawrence, how is this man on television? That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to let it go. How is he on television? Does anybody listen to him? I'll leave it at that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't get anything. I don't get it. It's like they're coming to get me. This is before the apocalypse. Things start to break down. Things don't make sense. Things bother me. It's like, that doesn't make it. That's weird. That's strange. That's strange. Okay. I will never understand Dave Portnoy. Who took this retardate and said, here, why don't you rate pizzas and talk? I don't understand this. We are the Tate brothers. What is going on here? We are devolving. Whoops. We are devolving. Our difference says, couldn't agree more about today's country music. Oh, yes. Yes. Hang on just a minute. Yes, thank you for that. Yes, it bothers me more. I think I told you this one about this. Oh, I told you this. Me and George Jones. That's an old picture of me. Me and George Jones. Look at that. It's the king. It's the king. It's the king. One of the few people that I'm serious. That one and E.O. Wilson from the Ant special. Anyway. And it's these people, stop telling me flying military over. Stop always associating my country with bombs and jet fighters. That's not what we're about. This is military propaganda. Get it through your head. I am sick of war and death and destruction. By the way, this week we have here in New York a lot of these. We're supposed to have the in the Hudson. We're looking out the window, can't see anything. Ships. It's like to see the ships. But normally we see Fleet Week during Memorial Day, but now we see they're here for the 4th, and there's all kinds of you see sailors and Marines, and they're walking around. They look 10 years old. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this fetish we have with the military? Military is great. Military is death and destruction, and that's what we're not about. We're not about that. We're not about, we're going to blow you up. Look, we'll fly over. Look. See all our bombs? We can get you. Here's our military. This is what they're going to look like when they come. That's what America's all about. It's not about killing. We have been at war since we've been since the beginning. I don't understand it. Death, destruction, and Iran, and this, and Hezbollah, and the drones, and get them. And you've got these sick fucks, these, Mark Levins and Shapiro, just like, you get your ass over there and you fight this. I've had it. And then yesterday, everybody's going berserk with Candace. Berserk. I've got some stuff coming up. I'm going to show you about her with Sean Ryan. And by the way, I hate to say it, but I've only been hearing Candace Owens. I know this. Maybe other people don't. I don't think she's ever said anything crazy. I mean, seriously crazy? But they're going. But before we do this, I just want you to hear this. I just took these people. Don't ask me why. There's this woman here. I call her Squinty. I don't know what her name is. Jennifer or something or other. Thank God she looks like she has no eyes. She looks like a mole. I guess she's had so much work done. Listen, let me play this for you, and then you can hear what it is. You can hear this, and I'm going to let you hear this nonsense, and then tell you what it really is. Okay? I call her Old Squinty. Okay?
So I never really I've never been an arsonist or a pyro or anything.
First of all, ready for this? Okay. I'm going to say something to you, and you're not going to like it, but I know what I'm talking about, and I'll risk my arm, my leg. Forget money. I'll put body parts up against it. This dame thinks she's hot, and that's the majority of why she's there, is to perpetuate, is to say, look at me, look how great I look. Sorry. Sexist? No, it's realistic. There are people, so help me God, this is what they want. I've seen them. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, fine. It's whatever you want. Whatever you want. Okay. But she's a part of this community that we have learned by virtue of this platform and cameras. People just come forward out of nowhere and they just spew this drivel, and they can say, hey, I don't have to go down to a station. I can just do this from home. I can do it from my home. I can have a bed unmade in the background. I can whatever it is. I can do whatever I want. And it's brought people out of the woodwork, and they're deluded and living under the delusion that somehow they're interesting or somehow their worldview is fascinating. And it's this left. Now, let me explain something before we get back to Old Squinty here. This is more like, she's like a coelacanth. They're a mole. You see this right here? Let me explain this to you. Let me get this right here. The study of flags and flags, it's called vexillology, vexillology, vexillology. And vexillology is studies of flags, and there's certain themes and that sort of thing. I've got this guy who says, you're displaying your flag. I say, I'm not a procession. It's just, anyway. Some people are just fetishistic about the flag. Other people. Now, when I was a kid, I thought too much emphasis on the flag. Whatever. There was a guy named Bernard Henri Lévy, the French intellectual, who said Americans really go crazy about the flag. And it's true, because no other countries do. They really don't. Except maybe now because of the World Cup. They'll say for the first time Italians and Algerians feel like, but we have it all the time. And sometimes I thought, you know what? I think it's a little bit too much. Whenever I see somebody who has a lapel pin, that's the signal, hey, I'm more of an American than you are. It doesn't mean I love my country. It means I'm an American. This is about me. You have the Israeli flag. You have people who wear crosses, big crucifixes. They're always telling you. Sean Hannity used to have like a CIA, FBI say, you're in the CIA? You're a little boy. You've got a CIA lapel or FBI, whatever it was. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like Cash Patel. Cash Patel's a little baby, a little boy who he's the director of the FBI, and he goes to this FBI family event, and he's got a badge, his badge on his belt. First of all, we don't know who you are. No, because that's him, because he's basically, look, I'm a weird looking dude, and I'm trying to knock at the bottom out of this country music shed too, so long as I keep bringing the FBI plane, and I'm a loser. And for the first time in my life, I feel like a big shot because I'm the head of the FBI, and I'm going to wear every raid jacket and hat and badge because I'm a Bongina. He took off. This is what we're dealing with right now. These people are so weird, and it's all over the place. But going back to this, the flag, to me, I'm a little passive right now about it. I like it. I like it. And I think there are some people who do it not because they want to show you. There's something about a flag at a house. Somebody said one time, I wonder who it was. I was listen to Breaking Points. By the way, Crystal Ball, you want to get loaded? Every time she says like, you know who she is, Sagar and Breaking Point. It's very, very good. Like, I'm like, so like, and I'm like, it's like, honey, you're an adult. What are you, 47 years old? Stop this. You sound like a kid. Stop saying like. I know it's a free country, but like, I'm so like Mitch McConnell, like, he's so like. I thought we were done with that. Okay, she says, I'm not really into flags. And I understand it because basically you're a punk. And I mean that when I mean this, you're a little snot-nosed little punk. Not literally, I mean, she's not mucosal, but I mean, she's this people, they don't need anything. Everything's stupid to them. I kind of remember feeling like that was a part of my life when I was younger, when you're rebelling. Everything's stupid and tradition is stupid and the church is stupid and the flag is stupid. Why do you got to light a candle? Why do you got to light a candle? What the hell is you? Cemeteries, I still think cemeteries. I just don't get it. I never understood that. But there's some things like, okay, all right, I'm more tolerant. But I don't think they're stupid in and of themselves. How you do it's another story. Grown men who walk around with a Mets jersey that says Piazza in the back, that's weird. It's homoerotic. It's quasi-gay, which I guess you can say right now. I'm not sure. But I understand it. I think sports are stupid, but I understand what it means. It brings people together. People, for the first time, they were going crazy over the fact that the Knicks won a stupid basketball play. Okay, fine. Brought them together. It's stupid, yes. Okay. But I understand it. When I was younger, I didn't really understand it. I just thought people were stupid, and I got angry that people didn't see it my way. And later on, I kind of mellowed a little bit. I realized, you got to fit in with people. You got to fit in. You got to understand the way people work. They may not understand you. You may not understand them, but just, take it easy. Just relax. And that's more me. Okay. But then these other people, they come along and they're lefties. Now, I don't know who's left. The right, it's the horseshoe theory. They basically left to right and they basically meet at the end. They're the same. But you've got these people right now who they hate Trump. And the whole thing is they hate Trump. And by the way, you know and I know this 250, this farm or state fair thing, it's a disaster. It's so sad. It looks terrible. There are more people have you ever been to sometimes we see it off of Route 3 where Meadowlands Stadium, they'll say, oh, there's a flea market. There's a pop-up like, oh, there's a flea market, or it's a farmer's market. Or I like those little carnivals. I love just the rides and the freaks and the perverts and the selling the corn dogs. There are more people at that than there are at this thing with President Trump. It's kind of sad. But in a way, he didn't plan that well and he just does what he wants. Okay, fine. But here's the thing. I know that was a roundabout intro. Forgive me. It was a bit desultory, a bit elliptical, but it's true. But I understand something. I understand. I'm more tolerant. If I see a grown person walking around with a dog in a baby carriage, I think it's the stupidest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I understand it. Stupid. But then you get these lefties, and then you get these middle-aged dames, and they figure, you know what? I'm gonna make my name because doggone it, I go work out, I take Pilates, and I'm hot. And I've had so much work done to my eyes, I can barely open my eyes. I don't even know what time it is. I can't even tell if it's dark. You can blindfold me with dental floss. Look at me. Well, this dame comes along, and listen to what she said. I know that was a roundabout way of doing it, but I feel a lot better, and thank you for indulging me. Listen to this, Judge Rule.
And so I've never been an arsonist or a pyro or anything like that. I've never been that big into flags. But at this stage in the whole MAGA thing, I kind of want to burn a flag, see what happens.
This is where we are. So this is her moment of brilliance, right? This is me. Look at me. I'm a lefty. I remember real lefties. I remember hippies. I remember I think where lefties kind of meant something, these aren't just lefties, they're basically assholes. And by the way, the same thing on the right. These are just mean-spirited, contumacious people who are intellectually, emotionally, and rationally dispirited and disconnected, and they just hate everything. They hate this country. They hate this. That crystal ball, I could have reached through and said, I understand. I love my country. Take the government away. Get rid of the government. I don't care about the government. The government means nothing to me. I can't stand them. Parties and left and right. That is governance. That's another story. And if I have to explain the two, it's difficult to grasp. But there are people who, and then there are other people on the right, these other idiots who actually believe this. I swear to God, it's this AIPAC Fox News stuff. As somebody who says we gotta stop killing people in Gaza. And did you see Mike Huckabee? The United States and Israel. It's like, Mike, I understand a little bit of bullshit, a little bit of puffery. You know what I mean? We'll let you go a little bit, like the importance of the relationship of Israel and the United States for years. Said yes. You know, puffery. We allow you to say certain things. We have the best pizza in town. If you get a pizza box, it said you've tried the rest, now try the best. Is this the best? Can I sue you? No, it's puffery. It's exaggeration. But you've got these Mike Huckabees who are this guy. They must pay this guy off, and Cat Turd and all these other people. What are you talking? What? How are you missing this? Where were you during Vietnam? You were the same people who said love it or leave it. I don't understand this. And the same people who, by the way, said this is ridiculous. What are we giving this guy Zelensky money for? But when it comes to Israel, they say, well, that's different. No, it's not different. So I'm just awash in this insanity. But these lefties, these people, they just want, as I say, people who hate Candace, they just love to hate Candace. They love to hate her. They love to hate her. And these people, I'll go down the list. They have nothing to say. They don't even understand anything. They just hate her. She's crazy. She's demonic. I'm serious. I'm in a mood. Let me also tell you this one. You're going to love this. I understand. Jenna says, if they hate it so much to go live in another country, makes no sense to me to trash your country while enjoying the freedom to do that publicly. Yeah, I understand that, and I appreciate that. Sometimes I get mad with the government. You know what I mean? I agree with you. I love the government. I hate the government. But what? But the country, us? You know what I mean? I don't understand that. And there's this other group of people. There's this radicalized group of these fools who come along and I don't know who these people are. This one, I got to tell you this one. I got to give you this one. This is great. No, and look, when you're young, you get to say some pretty stupid stuff. I understand this, but this is the stuff that really gets me. Get a load of this one. This, especially when it comes to people who all of a sudden are transgender. No, you don't wake up one day. Listen, you can be a Republican and you can be a Democrat and you can do whatever you want, but you can't wake up and all of a sudden say, "Hey, guess what? I'm a transgender." No, you're not. Tell me what this woman's trying to say.
As a lesbian?
Yes.
You only date female people.
What, female as in born?
Well, hang on a minute. Can you get
assigned female at birth?
I had this weird thing before. All of a sudden, we were having this. Let me try this again. Try it again.
No, I date trans women
No,
as
that's
well.
not it.
Okay,
She's a
so
lesbian.
No.
I'll get to her later. Let me try. Here's another one. Tell me what this one is. Ready for this? Tell me who these people are. I hope this works. The hell is this? It's like it's a moaning thing. What is it? on, ladies. What the hell was that? What is this? This is it's incredible. This is called a performative kind of lunacy. I got to get a hold of this dame. You got to see her. This is this one who is again, she's a lesbian. Hang on a minute.
As a lesbian?
Yes.
You only date female people.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold it. I don't think this is a girl. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Get a load of this. Now, you got to ask yourself, make this smaller. At what point do you realize I'm insane? I'm not doing very well here. Things aren't going that terrific. I'm not really well thought of. I don't have any future. I don't know what I'm doing. I dropped out of school. I'm miserable. Hey, I got it. I'm going to be a woman lesbian. Now, this is a dude, listen to this, who claims to be a lesbian, wearing this sombrero or something. Again, now get a load of this and see if this makes any sense. Oh, by the way, they're on camera, and they think somehow this validates their insanity.
Identify as a lesbian?
Yes.
You only date female people.
Female as in assigned female at birth?
Yes.
No, I date trans women as well.
Okay, so you're bi.
No.
Bisexual?
No, I'm not bisexual. I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. Okay. When did you realize you were a lesbian?
I think I've always known, but it really clicked for me when I transitioned and I was like, oh, I'm a woman. And I like women differently than I thought I did when I thought I was a straight guy.
Listen, dude, you got this? Listen, Sparky, you're a dude. You're a feller. And you like women because you're a dude. You're a feller. All right? You got that? That's the operative thing. You're an operative. I guarantee if I walk you into a doctor and say, Doc, check this out. What is that? That's a dude. Okay, there you go. And you know what? This feller likes women. I know. Because he's straight. Oh, no, he's not. Wait, doctor. No, he's a lesbian. He's a woman who likes men. So that's like saying, well, I'm not a conservative. I'm just a liberal who voted for, Barry Goldwater and Ronald Reagan. No, you're not a liberal. Oh, yes, I am. I'm a liberal who's voted straight Republican in every. You're not a liberal. Yes, I am. No, you're not. No, you're not. This is where we are. This is where we are. What is this? Then we get these people. Now we have a guy here, and I'm trying to listen. There is a new group, a new faction of voters out there who think they're socialists. Look, does anybody here, do you remember when you were young and you wanted to be just somebody, look at me, damn it, look at me. Remember that? Hey, I want to have long hair. Hey, did you ever do this? Remember that? But people, you tried fashion, or you said something, or maybe you were, I don't know. It's like, look at me, damn it. And everybody finds their own thing. Mine wasn't so much politics. Mine was grandeur, but music or something. I don't know what it was. I didn't know where to land. Okay. I didn't know. I was trying to figure out what's going on. But I never thought I was socialist. Now, socialism, and again, I talk to people, you don't understand this. I've been in the professional business. I know a lot of people, business people and Wall Streeters, and they don't know shit about socialism versus communism versus Marxism. They know nothing. I have a socialist friend who is one of the most interesting people who can explain this to you. But I ask him the same thing. Look, if you don't like this, why don't you go someplace where there is socialism? Where is it? Where is it that it's worked? Cuba, they always say Cuba, and they talk about mortality rates or less. It doesn't work. Socialism doesn't work. You know where it works great is if you're in a jungle and you've got nothing, then you're going to be a socialist. I guarantee you. You can't work your way out of this one. If you're born with a loincloth, walking around with a spear, you can read all the Ayn Rand you want. It doesn't matter. So it's one of those things where in person, a planned economy, it doesn't work. It doesn't mean totalitarianism. It means a planned economy. Marxism deals more with classes, class structure. If you've got a peasant economy, it works great. If you were in 1949 in China, eating dirt, believe me, this Marxism thing may be okay, but it doesn't work now. It's not that they're bad people. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't want to, and you can argue social programs we have here, Social Security, Medicare, public schools, public libraries, the police. That's not socialism. A planned economy, this is where you collect everything together and we dole things out. When the government is in a welfare position where we want to give you some free stuff, a free needle exchange, that's not socialism. I'm giving you some stuff. I'm giving you things. That's not socialism. It's not it. It just isn't. It's the wrong term. It's the wrong word. That's a welfare economy. You can give things away. You can, if you want to subsidize buses or whatever, that's not socialism. That's giving people stuff because capitalism is still the driving force. Okay. So every now and then you meet somebody, and I'm trying so hard not to be an ageist, but I really think I've got no problem. I'm serious. I've got no problems with black people or gay people or anybody for the matter. But young people, I got sometimes a real hard time because I am dealing with some of the most stupid young people. And there are people who are in their 40s and 50s who act like they're 10 years old. They act like, and I swear to God. And then you get somebody, you're old. It's like, listen, kid, I've dug stuff out of my ear with a cross pen that has more substance than what you're saying. Okay. You don't know what you're talking about. And all you're doing is pointing to age or this or looks. You don't get it. You don't even get the Candace thing. They don't even get that. They don't get it. We'll get to that in a moment. But listen to this. There's this guy named Caleb Hammer. Now, here's this thing. First of all, do you think it's fun to get somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about and have somebody who knows what they're talking about and put them on a podcast and you just rip them a new one? Do you really want, you want to do that? Do you want me to get somebody who doesn't know anything about the criminal justice system and really just put them on a show and just tie them up? And that's not debating. Is that really fair? It's fun to watch. Wouldn't you like to see what it looks like if Mike Tyson in his prime went against an 80-year-old woman in a walker? I don't know if I want to see it, but it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? If I said to you, listen, I'm not going to do it, but I got a film of it. Would you like to see it? I'd like to see that. I've never seen that. Oh my God, that's horrible. But that's interesting. That's kind of what it is. And you take these people, and there's this guy, what's his name? The Christian, he's the big debater. And he's always talking to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. And he thinks that he's such a great debater. It's like, no, dumbass, you have these dumb shits you're talking to. You're not that great. They're just that stupid. And when you want to talk to somebody about communism, it's like, or socialism. Okay, all right. So this guy, Caleb Hammer, is very, very good. This is kind of interesting. And he gets these idiots, these fools who decide to go on a show. Check out this ditz with the pink hair.
Said to me on the phone,
God, sacrilege. No, that's not what I meant. No, I didn't mean that. No, God, no lightning here. No, it's this one. It's this one.
When Caleb Hammer absolutely schools the blue-haired liberals that come on his show.
Now, by the way, I got to say something, and I'm doing the same thing. Isn't it great that we can basically take somebody else's work and talk about it? Isn't that great? Is this a great country or what? Now, watch this. Can you see this chick? I'll get a bigger one next time. Caleb Hammer is his name. Look at this. She's got blue hair. Okay, you will want to wring her. Well, anyway, watch it.
They have barbed wire and awful living conditions and maggots in the food and abusing the people in there. No due process. That's a concentration camp.
Okay.
And so people are rightfully outraged and are out there to demoralize the people who are going into those.
I asked her what her job was, by the way.
Finance. And you asked if I was a bad capitalist. And
so
I'm a socialist.
Concentration camps. You're a socialist?
Yes.
Okay, you know socialism has never worked. What socialism are you in favor for?
Watch
Go,
it.
get ready.
Get ready.
I believe that
Take a system.
a system.
Take a system in the world that you're in favor of,
Well,
that you would rather be our system.
I just don't want it to be capitalism. Nor do
take
I
a
want it
system.
to be
Take a system that has worked, that you like, and would like to replicate here.
capitalism.
Take a system, please, that has been proven to work in any country, anywhere. That is better than our system, please.
Capitalism.
Yeah, please find.
Does not.
Okay, that's great. I hear. Yes, you have your talking points. That's wonderful. Now pick a system that has worked anywhere, better than here, that you would rather have.
Well, that's.
I'm waiting for it.
Your definition of better is like not valuing the
I don't give a.
This is the Zoran Mamdani crowd. This is the one. They think they know. They have this idea. There's this, and I get this a lot. There's this. They know something's wrong, but they don't know what it is to fix it. And for some reason, they've been fed this socialism nonsense. Thank God it's not Marx. I'm sorry this is so small. It's hard to see.
I don't give about my definition, your definition. I'm asking you to choose. Don't cater to my definition.
And I'm choosing socialism.
No. Yeah, but pick it. Pick another country that has worked.
And
Please.
Unfortunately, we are an imperialist.
Never tried real socialism, I bet you.
We've never tried real socialism.
Hurting those socialist countries.
It hurt the USSR?
It's
Weren't
hurting
they imperialist?
in Venezuela. Yeah, the blockades that we're doing for the
for
oil.
what it's worth,
in
oil
those
production
places.
dramatically fell after the state took control of Venezuela.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can't put you through this. But you see, this is where we are. This is where we are. Excuse me. And then we get into the notion about Candace, which is what? They just hate her. She was on with Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan says, I don't have to be the star. Let the guest be the star. Sean Ryan doesn't say really much of anything. Sneaky Pete says, am I the only one who listens to Lionel on 2XP to catch up on live and then realize it's a fun challenge to see if I can follow and understand him? I don't know why you do that, but thank you. You're entitled to do that if you like. Okay. One day, by the way, sometimes I do that too. So I put my thumb over the phone and it speeds up. And anyway. Okay. Now, for some reason, when it comes to Candace, I don't get it. I don't get it. You can take everybody in the entire spectrum, and I use that term specifically regarding TPUSA, and just get rid of them. These are the biggest bunch of dumbasses. I swear to God. Name one person that you have ever seen who was associated with TPUSA, but you say, you know what, that's the best one. Nobody. This Neff and Colvin and Turek syndrome. I don't understand it. And I would love to get them in a room and say, listen, I know you've got a, pardon the expression, but you've got a hard on for Candace. You hate her. Can you just tell me why? And you can't give me the widow stuff. I still can't tell. They can't do it. Because of this. Because they say, as long as I'm on this, I can go on and just say these things. Have you heard this guy? A cat turd. I couldn't believe it. Are they paying you too? Who was that? Who was that fellow from Indonesia, Malaysia? The one we talked to one time. He used to be pretty good. Asian feller. Anyway, he's just, all of a sudden, he hates Candace. What are you missing? No, I can kind of understand, certain things. Listen, I'll be the first one to tell you that I understand why a lot of people don't like Trump. I get it. I understand, even when he was not the way he is now. Let me give you an example. Now let's go to this woman's just, She's incredible. Here we go.
Said to me on the phone, it was supposed to be you, verbatim.
Are you serious?
See, that's good. They said it was supposed to be you, Candace. It was supposed to be you, not Charlie. Listen to this. This is serious stuff here.
But I thought that was just, he was crying, I was crying. I thought
He
he just
legitimately
said,
said it was supposed to be you.
It was supposed to be you. Given everything that happened in the lead up to that, I think Charlie knew something. Biggest question that has not been answered in all of this, what happened at the Hamptons? When Bibi Netanyahu called, Bibi offered to take Turning Point USA to the next level. In exchange for what?
Oh, that's it. That was it. They edited it a little bit too much. In exchange for what? What am I giving you? That's the question.
Scares me more is considering the world that our children will inherit if we stay quiet.
Do you think he was killed because he was going against Israel?
1000%.
Now remember, that is not to say, and I'm going to put words in their mouth, that's not to say that Israel did it. That is her opinion. Those are based upon her intimations and the like. I can argue other possibilities, but of the possibilities, it's like with JFK. Why did they kill him? Why? Everything from he was going to go up. Remember the silver certificates and this and that. And then maybe it was the fact that he was going to bust up the CIA into 1,000 pieces, and it was Allen Dulles. Maybe it was the fact that Carlos Marcello was still pissed off over the fact that he was sent back to Guadalajara. But I mean, there's a million reasons, but we always have this idea that we know something was up. And the first thing Candace is saying is that, number one, it wasn't Tyler Robinson. That's it. End of discussion. Now, let me tell you something. If you said, if your spouse or your friend said, these donors hate my guts, and you're Charlie, I'm worried about this. These people are going to kill me. If you heard that, and lo and behold, he dies, what are you supposed to say? I'm going to put together something? Of course. That's her opinion. It's her opinion. And I'll tell you what, it's not far-fetched in the least, as I told you. And this is not a disagreement. There are other things I can kind of break down, starting with that. Because if they did do this, I've said this a million times, if Bibi Netanyahu did this, the man he's mentally retarded. Mentally retarded. Absolutely. Why did you do this? Your things are worse now. Whatever October the 7th started and whatever this reaction was to Hamas, that went berserk, Charlie's death is like if there was any other room for another nail in that coffin, that did it. It was the most stupid thing anybody's ever even imagined.
Why him?
1000%.
Lots. You go against Israel. Why not you?
Well,
Why are you still here?
I think if Andrew Colbert is to be believed, he told me it was supposed to be me, which was an interesting thing to say.
What?
By the way, it's never good to say, why not you? I never ask somebody, do you ever feel scared? Do you ever feel for your family? Don't ask somebody that. Don't. Not that it's going to make anything happen, but to say, don't do that. I used to always, not always, but a lot, we used to joke with Alex, sort of Jones. He'd say, if you were really that big, I wouldn't be talking to you now, which is a weird way of saying it. Isn't it funny? The underlying aspect of this isn't it weird about how we have become so acclimated to murder and assassination? We've become so used to it. Isn't that something? We have become so used to it that it becomes part and parcel. Ordinary parlance. Unreal.
Andrew Colbert said to me a few days after the assassination, and at the moment I just took it as poorly expressed grief, because I didn't find Andrew to be suspicious because I just didn't, my mind wasn't there. But he said to me on the phone, it was supposed to be you, verbatim.
Now, I want to go a little more into that. Little more. What was the basis for that? Why did he say that? Now, Andrew's going to say, of course, I never said that.
Are you serious?
But I thought that was just, he was crying. I was crying. I thought he just
legitimately
said,
said it was supposed to be you.
It was supposed to be you. So I have questions about that now. Given everything that happened in the lead up to that, I think Charlie knew something. I think the biggest question that has not been answered in all of this is what happened at the Hamptons when Bibi Netanyahu called.
I don't know about this.
So it was
Come on.
a couple of weeks before Charlie died, well, August 5th and 6th, he did a summit at Bill Ackman's house where, Bill Ackman was kind of hosting a bunch of pro-Israel people. And Charlie was pressed on his changing views. And he was pressed by Seth Dillon. Voices were raised.
What were you doing there, by the way? I'm just curious. Charlie, not for nothing, but what were you doing there in the first place? You kind of knew they were going to be talking about that. I'm just saying.
And he wanted to know why he's not, why you can't criticize Bibi Netanyahu and not be called anti-Semitic. There was a smaller dinner that took place, and Bill Ackman, Erica was present, and Bibi Netanyahu called.
Now, I'd like to know also, remember, how did Charlie must have said this, okay? Now, by the way, is this hearsay? Remember something? Remember, I'm telling you this. Whenever somebody asks you a legal question, the answer all the time is, it depends. It depends. Everything she's saying, I can get into court if I call it the right thing. Just remember that. It depends.
Now, what I was told.
See, what I was told, Colvett told me, Colvett told me it should have been you. I heard that Ackman told Bibi all this stuff. I know we're not in a courtroom. Life is not a courtroom. But if you had to get it in, you can get it in. You got to know what to call it.
Directly from Andrew Colvett, which Erica didn't know that my source was Andrew Colvett on this. She was surprised in person when I told her this, was that Bibi offered to take Turning Point USA to the next level.
Now, this is a good question. This is it. I'm going to take it to the next level. How? Why? And
Charlie said no. In exchange for what?
That's it. That's it. What's the quid pro quo? What's the quid and what's the pro? And what's the quo? What is it? How is it that you're going to do this? Explain that one.
Also, how does an organization that's pulling in $150 million a year, what is the next level? It's a lot of money.
Well, the next level is going to be you not losing that. That's kind of like the unwritten aspect.
$150 million a year. In exchange for what? Do you think in exchange for him pledging to preach free markets and capitalism? So at the moment that you refuse an offer from a man that deranged, that psychopathic, that bloodthirsty,
that much power.
You know something. He
obviously has
it's in exchange
an
for something.
enormous amount of influence over the current administration.
Correct.
I mean, enormous amount of influence. It's pretty fucking obvious. I think everybody's seeing it.
You hear that? By the way, stop for a second. Do you hear that? Now, when Sean Ryan, I don't look. I like him a lot. I've never met him, but when he says it, when Piers Morgan says it, when certain people say it, it's like, wow. When they're saying it, it must be obvious. Not that they're stupid. It's like, well, if he gets it. But you hear what I'm saying? It is so commonplace. This level of thinking, this is so ordinary. It is so expected. It has become so commonplace. It's almost to be expected.
In exchange for what? I'll take your company to the next level.
How?
Cool. What in exchange for what? think it's a $1 trillion question. And Erica, when I asked her about that, and she admitted the Bibi Netanyahu call happened, that she was there, and she said, oh, he was just calling because Charlie had written him a letter in May. And it's just so stupid. So stupid. Oh, he's not busy. He just was calling to say, hey, Toodles. Like, just wanted to know how you're doing. I saw your letter. Thanks for it. And he was just, I said, that's it. Okay. So I'm supposed to believe Andrew lied about that he offered to take it to the next level. And she was coming to say, no, that didn't happen. He just wanted to just check in with Charlie.
See, this is the thing I want. And I've always said this. When you have a family, you ever had a family where this, and Aunt Grace said this about Grandma said this, and Janine said this, and Alex said this, and you say, wait. The only way to get around it is to put everybody in a room and say, now, Erica, you said that didn't happen. Andrew, you said it did. One of you is lying. Which one is it? Let them go at it. Oh, because they don't check with each other to see what the other one says. Just like when they go on Sean Ryan and they're talking about these heroic, and then I was on top of Charlie's chest and I was doing chest compression and I got a tracheotomy and I got my ambu bag and my K-bar and somebody says in a different interview, no, that didn't happen. Because nobody checks with each other, because they're so sloppy, they're so unprofessional, they're so silly, they're so inane, they don't get it. They say whatever it is that they want. You understand this? It's just incredible. Thank you, Ricky, for gifting memberships. Thank you, my friend. It's a good man right there. It's a good man. All right, let us proceed.
That's not true. She's lying. And I know she's lying because then somebody in Andrew Colbett's family orbit reached out to me and said that definitively happened because Andrew said that when Charlie said no, he lost millions. Andrew Colbett lost millions when Charlie said no. Now you wonder, how does a PR guy lose millions? He's a spokesperson for Turning Point USA. And then I had to remind myself that he owns a piece of the Charlie Kirk show, right? So I don't know if it was going to be via the Charlie Kirk show, which was at that moment with Salem. Salem has recently filed, under FARA. They're working with that.
Brad Parscale.
Faith by Works and the whole thing. And Salem is a part of that filing. So they are effectively foreign agents. I don't know how that money was going to come in. That's another question that if we had any real journalists, they would be exploring that. But Bibi Netanyahu calling and Charlie not just refusing it, but he had anger towards Bibi. He did. And how do you know? Because Bibi Netanyahu that month did a ton of shows. Very strange, by the way, that a prime minister of Israel was suddenly hitting the orbit, doing PR. He did a ton of shows. I mean, Patrick Bet-David's show, Brandon Tatum's show, and he hadn't before that done any sort of podcasting since he was like hawking his book, like years ago. He didn't do Charlie Kirk's show because Charlie didn't want to have him on. Again, something told to me as a fact by Andrew Colbett. Charlie refused to have Bibi Netanyahu on a show. So if you want to know how Charlie was feeling about Israel and Bibi Netanyahu, there's your answer. How people couldn't see the Israel threat in this doesn't make any sense to me.
I can't believe he said it was supposed to be you.
He did.
Does that scare you?
I mean,
you seem fearless.
We're all here for a blip, and I think it's not about not having any fears. It's about what scares me more, right? What scares me more is considering the world that our children will inherit if we stay quiet, because we feel it right now. We feel the squeeze. We feel the evil. We feel the cloud. It's there. And you have a bunch of people who, whether it's for money or for fear, are allowing it to happen. And there are so many historical lessons about what can happen to a country when good men do nothing.
Yep.
And so what scares me is thinking about what's going to be like in America.
By the way, you got it. Hats off to Sean. Great production. I love the bar. I don't think he's drinking. I don't know. I don't know enough about his background, but that is the most beautiful visually. That looks like a real bar and a real. I mean, this is a great setup. The lighting is perfect. It's the darker. This is very tough to do. 2-camera shot, very well mic'd, just very professional.
When my children are my age, because I was too scared to say something when Charlie Kirk was publicly assassinated and the most powerful people in the country colluded to lie about it. If Charlie Kirk was not safe in the United States of America, nobody is. Nobody is.
No matter where you're watching the Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this at all, anything, please like, comment,
Absolutely.
And subscribe.
You got it.
And most importantly, share this everywhere
Yep.
you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify
Bless his
and
heart.
leave us a review.
Isn't that something? Isn't that great? This is where we are today by virtue of this. This is the most incredible thing in the world. This is where we are today. I love this ecosystem, as I say. I love it. I love the fact that we have this world that we're in right now. And more importantly, it takes no one. If you have, how do I say this? If I had to speak before a group of, let's say, kids at a summit, how to get into podcasting, how to be the next whatever. First is, don't worry anything about self-respect. Don't worry anything about saying something stupid. There's no such thing as stupid. No such thing as stupid here. Just go out and just say something. It doesn't matter. Even old squinty eyes or anybody for that matter. Just say something. And the wilder, the better. Go on and scream, because you will be forgotten tomorrow. And you can be the most, you can be the dumbest person, the biggest icona, dimwit, dullard, icona, whatever you want to call it, in the world. And it won't matter. It won't matter, because as long as you're out there and as long as you scream and yell and make a lot of noise, that's all that matters. Period. End of discussion. Don't worry about knowing what you're talking about. Sad to say. She is the most articulate of the group. She, by the way, also is very, very focused on what she's saying. She knows the facts of the case so well. And yet they have told the counter to that. See, I would have told everybody, nobody at TPUSA, if I ran the show, nobody says a word about this until I approve it. And I'm not going to approve it because you don't know what you're talking about. You sound idiotic. You can't, calling her a demonic just doesn't do it. They don't care. They don't have the intellectual or the spiritual or the emotional or the cognitive firepower to really handle this. They really don't know what to do. They don't know enough about the facts of the case. Why they even get near Tyler Robinson, I have no idea. And as I told you the other day, why Tyler Robinson, why they even bother with this, I have no idea. Why did they even do this? Why did they say, listen, do me a favor. Let's just go straight for the exploding mic and get rid of this guy. Why is he even there to gum up the works? And then we're going to talk about his gay this and then that roommate and the fuzzy and then this stupid gun that didn't fire. And why are we doing this? Look, just do yourself a favor. Cut out the middleman. Just have them. Did they honestly think, seriously, let's assume, okay? Work with me. BB, are you that stupid, or whoever it was? You're going to have this. Let's assume that the exploding mic was the method of introduction of this particular projectile or object or whatever it was that slid his carotid or jugular or whatever it was. It wreaked havoc. And thank God it wasn't some individual, some poor mother or kid. This is how sick it is. One wrong move. And I mean, it's not even a surefire deal. And by the way, don't forget Tatum thinks they actually put a rifle round in it. This is how retarded this man is. Who met with Bibi Netanyahu? That's like I said, you could be as dumb. Tatum may be the dumbest person not on here, but maybe in the planet, on the planet of all time. He is the anti-Newton. He's the reverse. In any event, why'd they do this? Why'd they do this? This is BB's best defenses. Do you think we're that stupid? Okay, are we smart enough to do the exploding mic? Well, we did know those beepers. Yeah, well, I'm not saying we did, but yeah, yeah. That's if anybody could do it, we could. Okay, good. So here's my question, Einstein. Why'd you pick this jadrul you had to get him as a patsy? Why do you think Zeman says Charlie Kirk case, linchpin of the millennia? Thank you, Zemet. Thank you. You know what's interesting about this is what if somebody said, no, not somebody writes paid asset. No. Why would you do this? You're gonna mess this up. First of all, you've got to remember you have to simultaneously, you have to get that. This is the part. How did they get the firing apparently of this, whatever it was, identical, the crack of that with the reaction in the neck? How did that happen? If it's over here and if this is going to explode, and I'm taking, I guess there's no microphone where they're not, could somebody say to me, can we hear if all of a sudden there's this loud noise from somewhere around there? I don't know these things because we haven't been privy to it. If somebody says, you know what's funny? I was sitting right next to him and I had my phone. I didn't hear that. I was right next to this exploding. How did they time the mic with this thing? How? There's a lot of stuff that we just don't know. A lot of stuff which ultimately I think will inure to the benefit of those individuals who are suspects. But the problem is if you're going to be a detective about this, you got to ask all the questions. How did you do this? And I would have told BB, do the exploding mic or whoever it is, but get rid of this guy. Why are you adding a layer of bullshit to this? You're going to have to explain this guy. Now he's on trial. It makes it even look worse. It's better to have the exploding mic, which okay. Did you not think anybody's going to figure this out? People are ringside, so to speak. Look, we're never going to get to the bottom of this until the first tranche of information, the first tranche of files and the like are admitted or presented or released. But we are in something. I want you to understand something. Think about this. Years ago, now listen to me very carefully. Years ago, I always asked the question, how can, during World War II, how could there have been the systematic liquidation of Jews and Poles and gays and gypsies? And don't give me this bullshit about, well, they didn't know. They knew. Or they didn't want to know. And don't tell me that it didn't happen. Whatever you want to talk about, exaggeration, but don't tell me things didn't happen. Just don't ever insult yourself. And I know people, you could be an historical, not revisionist, but you might want to say, well, I'm not sure if it was like whatever it was. But the point is, after a period of time, the people who worked at camps, the people who worked with Nazis, do you think Nazis, German officers, the SS, do you think they were all psychopaths? They were sociopaths. They were systematically trained, systematically conditioned, systematically made to hate and to despise and to look the other way regarding the systematic subjugation and liquidation of a people. Period. It was controlled and almost this kind of obeisance. Keep spreading truth and light. Thank you. But it goes to show you, same thing happened with this. They can look at Candace and all of a sudden hate her for no particular reason. As someone who grew up in an Italian-American household, I knew I found a great podcast when I heard you say jadrul. My mother used to say, cidrul. Thank you so much. It's a great word, isn't it? You know it's good. And Ricky, thank you so much. Another one. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you. Another membership. You were the beauteous one. Thank you, sir. By the way, I'm going to have a special message to our membership. I've been remiss in providing some special kind of off the record stuff for you, and I'm going to do that as well. But what we're happening right now is people are easy. Remember something which is the most important. Please, Gustave Le Bon, L-E capital B-O-N. The psychology of the crowd. Human beings work individually as people, and then we are parts of groups. And when a group does something, we're able to absent ourselves from responsibility, lose individual agency, and become part of the group where we say, it's not really my fault. I can do this thing now in a different way. Got a brand new Tish the Dish, new membership. What now? What? They closed down the National Mall because of the heat. I think they also wanted to kind of get rid of that. Mrs. L was in the D.C. yesterday. Oh, and she said it was more brutal. Really, really bad. Bless her heart. She was up at 4 o'clock in the morning fighting for kids. Oh, in any event. That's why I follow Lynn's Warriors. I'm telling you. People are able to do anything. You could say after a while, you could, just like all of a sudden, they hate Candace White. They don't know why. There are people who say, they hated the Jews or in the South or whatever. They hated black people. How? How during the days of slavery can you look at a little baby in the field and think to yourself, my God. Thank you, Tish. How can you do this? Simple, because you are conditioned. You're very easy. You're very susceptible to doing this. You're very susceptible. You're in the position. You're in a position. We got a ship coming? Well, what kind of a ship do we have now? Mrs. L's looking out the window. We see these things that come up the Hudson. It's like, whoa. There's some weird ones. Sometimes we'll see like black helicopters, red helicopters, all kinds of stuff. In any event, mankind is like that. Candace Owens is a hero. Heroine? No, hero. She has gargantuan elephantine huevos, balls that need separate suspension device, like a wheelbarrow. She's like none other. She's taken them all on. And all of these little boys, these little atesticular, little feckless, imprisoned, orchiectomied, atesticular little twits, these little, blah, that's my spell, that one, blah, I don't know how to spell that. Spell this, I don't know how to spell it, PFGH. She is superior. And I pledge my unassailable absolute respect to her. I'm not following her. She's not a religion, but I respect her. And if she says anything that I think is really stupid, I'll let you know. I've told you this. But God bless her. What are these other people doing? Nobody's looking out for Charlie. Nobody's even interested in finding out who really killed him, up to and including that ditz wife of his, who should just stay home, shut up, and take care of Gigi. And you never notice how we never hear the other kid's name? It's Gigi and that other guy. Does he have a name? I don't think you should have names like that. I don't think kids should be in the internet. But the point is, and I'm tired of this bullshit. Oh, she's a widow. She's this. No, I know what I'm talking about. And you do too. But see, my friends, Candace Owens right now is against the world. And the world is insane. It is unplugged. And our country is just, we're a bunch of spoiled brats. We are out of our minds. You understand? They're out of our minds. And this isn't left or right. And I told you this yesterday. I had to do this late last night or whatever it was. You are going to be seeing a political upheaval, a political change, a tsunami. You're going to see a group of people, and I'm going to go out there and I want to grab them. I want to grab them first. And I'm going to bring them into our tent. And I'm going to say, listen, do you want to talk about something? Yeah, let's talk about this. This is a man, by the way, this is a man who was, and if you told kids today, if you said, hey, by the way, Charlie stood up to Israel. Oh, Jesus, God, the stampede. Because what people don't understand is that you can't argue with momentum. You can't. Our good friend Isla Morada says, happy 4th, Lionel. Do you have any favorite words? One of mine is, accoutrement. Love the show. Yes. I love accoutrement. Or accoutrements. That's always good. I've got so many that I love. My new favorite is stupex. Stupex. Somebody really stupid. It's like suplex, X, and whenever you see something that ends in X, EX, the plural is ICES. So the plural of stupex is stupices. Which is, but thank you. But let me tell you something right now. This is it, my friend. I'm telling you. And we can go out there, we can grab these new people, and we can say, listen, we'll talk to you about your socialism. We'll sit down, but you come on over here. You come on over here. Come on over here. Remember? Don't give up the good in search of the perfect. We may not be 100%, but I guarantee you, you're sure as hell not going to be welcomed by the left or the right, because they are completely connected to an ideology which you and I share, discuss with. During the civil rights war, remember the people who were fighting for that. Marlon Brando, Charlton Heston, Sidney Poitier. There are people who they would have disagreed or agreed with nothing, but when it came to that, same thing with the Vietnam War. And if you think for 1 minute that it is beyond the possibility of us, by the way, remember something. Remember this line. Remember this. It's not a line, but it's true. If somebody says, what do you think about a third party? You can say, no, I want a second party. Because there's one party in this country. It's the uniparty. It's the left-right paradigm. It's Carol Quigley. It's Tragedy and Hope. Read this. These wonderful ideas about these mythical, magical left-right, throw the bums out, two sides of the same coin, Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, Burger King, McDonald's. It's this. There's no choice. There's a choice, but not really. And that's what we're looking at right now. All right? Good. All right, my friends. So listen, if you ever get a chance, go to Philly, check out the Constitution. This story of this country is phenomenal. Not perfect by the Fugitive Slave Clause. Come on, man. But it was a different world then. Sorry. And where do you think we bought all those slaves from? Huh? Who was implicit? Who was complicit? Who was implicitly complicit in that? African countries, African leaders, black folks sold black folks. You don't go to an island, pick up a bunch of people without them saying, okay, how much for us? Human chattel, slavery still going on, but it moved the world. It's disgusting. It's part of the blight on our soul as a species. All right, my friends, that's it. Anyway, you have a wonderful and a great and a glorious day. And by the way, Mrs. Ellen and I are we're addicted to this bare, naked, I'm not promoting, I'm not making money. Triple berry crunch. Non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, the whole bit. This is it's like, wow. Unreal. You know what else I've noticed was great too? Potato rolls. Oh, and also corn's coming up. Corn season's coming up here in Jersey, and then tomatoes. A tomato sandwich, a Jersey or upstate New York. Those tomatoes where they're so red when you cut them, the water shoots out. That's it. Tomato sandwich. I've never had a grilled cheese in my life because I always have to put some kind of meat on there. But tomato, some of the best produce in the world is coming out. Some of the best produce ever. All right, dear friends, we love you. Have a very, very good. What's everybody doing today? Everybody off today? Is everybody off? I'm going to be doing WABC tonight, Saturday, Sunday. That's always good because they don't know what. Fried green tomatoes, I never was that big. They're okay. Huh? Oh, Warrior Week. In fact, Mrs. L, by the way, joins us. Mrs. L joins me tonight, 2 a.m. We'll talk about that, 2 to 5 a.m. on WABC. Anyway, you have a great and glorious day. Please follow Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Make sure you're still subscribed to Lionel Nation. Make sure you like this video, like, and hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Continue supporting Candace and everybody else. She's a great person, a great woman, and she is, I'm telling you, fighting for Charlie. And don't let Charlie die in vain. We're not going anywhere. I remember when they decided to kill him. Remember, they wanted this. You wanted this. You thought we were a pushover. We are the last people you want to make upset. Okay? Have a great and glorious day, my friends. Remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da, da.